Greetings, metalheads. Welcome to another edition of Friday the 13th YouTube channel. Today, I've got a fantastic review for you by a melodic metal band from Mexico called Jet Jaguar. The band are about to release their third release. It's called Severance on Steamhammer Records, and it's coming out on the 24th of October. If you've not heard the band before, I'm going to tell you what they sound like and who they are. Thanks for listening and watching. Now, these young guys were formed back in 2014 in Mexico, but back in the band's early career, they were a five-piece. So now I'm going to tell you when the band released their first demo and the first release. In the year that the band were formed, it wasn't long before they released their first demo. It was called Call for a Fight. This was a successful demo, which released an EP straight after that in 2016. It was called 0 Hour. Back in the day, the band would consist of the following members. Jorge Ramírez on bass guitar, who's still in the band today. We'd also have Jimmy Lorenzo on drums, great drummer, still in the band today. Sergio Corintio on guitars. Diego, Aragon on guitars, and on vocals would have Max Mendoza. So that would be the lineup for the EP. And this EP would consist of 5 songs. After the successful release of the EP, the band released 3 singles before they'd release their first full-length album, which was called Endless Nights, released in 2020. This is a great album, folks. If you've not heard it, check it out. This album would feature a new guitarist, Ne Yuan, Pat Chico on guitars, great addition to the band. Now, this album, Endless Nights, is a brilliant album, folks. If you want to know what the band's music comes across, I'm going to tell you now. For me, personally, they come across between Banshee, Leatherwolf, Malice, Judas Priest, and a little bit of Vicious Rumours. So you get the idea of what the bands sound like. They're a really interesting band from Mexico. Fantastic musicians and a great singer. And this album was released on Pride and Joy Music. If you've not got it, I'm going to leave you a link so you can check out this album. And with the success of the band's debut album, the band will release 3 more singles. Sadly, vocalist Max would quit the band, only to be replaced by a new guitarist and vocalist. Raiden, Løzenthäll is a great singer and a great guitarist. Also in the band on guitar, we would have Ariyuki, Sadler on guitar. So with the current lineup being Jorge on bass guitar, we'd have Jimmy on drums. We'd also have Rendai, Raider on guitar and vocals, and Ariyuki on guitar. So that'll be the lineup for the new album, Severance. Now, these guys are young, fresh, and come up with some great ideas. I saw them live last year supporting Anvil. Great support act for Anvil. Some of you may have seen them live on this tour. This new album is a really interesting album to listen to. It's got different ideas from the previous album. The artwork, as you can see behind me, is absolutely amazing. And this album is slightly different from the band's previous album. However, it's still pretty much Jet Jaguar's music, and it's got some interesting ideas. So this album comes with 10 tracks. The song titles for this new album would be Eternal Light, March 10, Hollow Drive, the remix. We'd have Fool's Paradise, title track Severance. We'd have Disposable Minds, Anthropocene. We'd also have the song Evil Within. That's another remix. Call of the Fight, which is a bonus track. And the last song would be called Hunter, which is a bonus song. So you got 2 bonus tracks here and a couple of remixes. Now, Raiden's vocals are slightly different from previous singer Max. The production on this album was very, very good. It's very solid, very crisp, very powerful. I'm not sure who produced this album. I'm pretty sure the band produced it. Opening track, Eternal Light, is a really interesting song. It takes me back to the previous albums. Like I said, they're very much influenced by bands like Leatherwolf, Banshee. There's also another band that reminds me of is a band called Wings of Steel. They're pretty new on the scene. At times, this album does feature a lot of Iron Maiden elements with some nice twin guitar in. Now, another band that springs to mind, especially with this song Eternal Light, is a band called Firewind. Most of you out there probably know Firewind. It's Gus G. Guitarist Ariyuki is an amazing lead guitarist. He very much has that vibe, like I say, of Gus G. and Ozzy Osbourne's guitarist, Zakk Wylde. Next up is Match 10. This is a really good song. Kind of reminds me of a band I've already mentioned, Wings of Steel. Another band that springs to mind is a band called Hitten. This is a great melodic, catchy tune. And this band come up with some very interesting ideas. Next is the song Hollow Drive. This is an instrumental and shows the true essence and power of the band's music. Guitar solos are absolutely amazing. It's groovy. It's got a real catchy riffs to it. And this band actually played this song live on the last tour with Anvil. Next song is called Fool's Paradise. This is slightly different to the songs I've already mentioned on the album. I'm not sure what to make of this song. It's very different from what they've done on previous songs and albums. I think it's one of those songs where you have to play it a few times to appreciate it. As I said, the guitar solos on this album are absolutely amazing. He's absolutely a Gus G's little brother from Firewind. I have to say that I particularly like the middle section of this song. Why? Because I think its song comes together. Next song is the title track, Severance. This is a groovy track. It's melodic and catchy, with some fantastic vocals and music all around. There's also some really nice harmony vocals on this song, and it's just a good old 80s, 90s metal song. Next is Disposable Minds. Like I said, Iron Maiden is one of the main influences for this band, with hints of Firewind and Leatherwolf. And this song is beautifully composed by all the musicians with some fantastic vocals. All in all, this is a really good album, folks. Slightly different from the band's previous album. Obviously, we've got a new lineup. It's a really good album, and it's still very much Jet Jaguar's music. I'm going to give this album 4.5 out of 5. I think it's got some really catchy songs. Give it a go, folks. Don't expect it to sound like the previous album, but it's a really good album. Nice, solid production. It's released on Steamhammer Records. It's called Severance. Check it out, folks. Great album. Great band. Keep on rocking, guys.